Hello and welcome to a live recording of the podcast. I am testing out live stream to see if this will cut down on some of the efforts behind the scenes in creating the podcast episodes. So I'm testing out StreamYard. One of the first things I can tell you that I don't really like, and I think they'll have to, it says they're working on, and it may not even be a StreamYard issue, is that my microphone doesn't connect. Like I have it, if I have it hooked up to my iPad, the microphone won't pick up. StreamYard won't be able to pick up the microphone. So that is um, an extra step. So I'm recording through my phone for the audio and then directly to you on the iPad. So again, experimenting to see if this is a good option for the podcast. So anyway, enough about that. Hi, and welcome to the business of being a virtual assistant. I'm your host, Tiffany Parson, and you're watching and listening to episode number 261. I want to talk to you about the holidays. Are you ready for the holidays? All weekend, I am going to be working on our team schedules, seeing who's in, who's out, who's available, who's not available for the next 3 months, because these next 3 months are all about the holiday. And I thought it would be great to come and ask you guys about, are you ready for the holidays in your virtual assistant business? First things first, have you decided when you're going to take off for the holidays? And I know that may be a tough question. I can remember in the early days thinking, I'm going to be available the whole holiday, because I know some people are going to be, but I'm going to be available. I'm going to submit for projects and just be available. And while I did get work during the holidays, it was miserable because I got no time off. None. So I want to strongly encourage you to take some time off. Even if it's just the day of the holiday, please take some time away. So I've decided I'm going to do the day before, the day after, because I know usually the day before the holiday, my mind is focused on the holiday, and the day after, my mind is still focused on the holiday. I want to relax, have fun with family and friends. Also, you may be finalizing some projects, and maybe you are still working, but maybe it's a good time to block off your calendar so nothing gets scheduled during the time you fit for the holidays. So it's two things: when you're actually going to take time away, and then also when you're going to block off your calendar to not take calls or appointments. Another thing that I can remember is taking appointments all the way up until the holiday. This is like discovery calls, new projects. And in all honesty, whenever that happened, I was not focused on the client project. Yes, I was excited about getting a new client, getting a new project, getting started, but I knew we weren't going to get started until after the holiday. So my focus really, I wasn't there. I was not mentally there. So now what I do is make sure the calendar is blocked off within a certain time frame, well before I'm going to actually take the holiday off, so that nothing new gets started before the holiday, because I know my focus is not going to be there. So be honest with yourself and decide, okay, am I really going to be focused before the holiday, or am I going to be too ready to, enjoy my family? So make a decision on that and stick with it. And then after the holiday is done, assess, what did you like about that? Thanksgiving is coming up. It's a great time. If you're in the United States, Thanksgiving is coming up. Assess it for Thanksgiving. So then when Christmas comes, you'll know exactly what to do for Christmas as well as New Year's, and deciding what to do. Now, Do you need to let your clients know that you're going to be off for the holiday? It depends. Some projects are deadline specific, and if your deadlines don't revolve around the time that the holiday is coming, you don't have to let your clients know that you're going to be off for the holiday. If you are doing things ongoing with your client every single month, maybe every week, every day, then they will need to know when you're not available in case they send an email and you're not available. Let them know, just as an FYI, most of them expect you to take some time away for the holiday, especially if your client's main business is online, then they completely understand you taking off. If they're a more corporate-like setting, there's it's going to be a little different because they may not be taking as much time away. So you decide if it's best for your client to know or not in regards to, you being off for the holiday. Last thing you want to do is prep your own business for the holiday. If you are scheduling for social media, go ahead and get that stuff scheduled so you don't have to think about it over the holiday. If you are like myself, you got a podcast, go ahead and decide how are you going to do your podcast. Should you have pre-recorded episodes? Should you not have any episodes? All of this is your business. You get to decide how you want to work it. And the beauty of this is that we have one holiday in November, one in December, one in January. So you could use November as a test if this is your first holiday in business or your first holiday where you really want to get it right. Use November as your test to see how things work and then make adjustments for December. So that's where we are. We are 2 weeks away. I think it's 2 weeks. Yeah, a little less than 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving. So the time is now to get ready for the holiday. And it's so funny. Right before I pressed record, I realized we did not even talk about Black Friday this year at all. Uh, we'll make a point to get to that. If you're serving clients for Black Friday, test, 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 test. I can't stress to you enough. Test to make sure links work. Test to make the shopping cart works. Test to make sure the emails work. Test to make sure there are no typos or anything like that. Test, test, test. You can't go wrong testing everything to make sure it looks like from a visitor's point of view, not from the back end, but a visitor's point of view. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening. This is our first live episode. I don't know if we'll continue with live, but I'm going to see how it goes as far as making things a little smoother, simpler, less things to check off in regards to putting up a podcast. So anyway, that is episode number 261. You have a wonderful and fantastic day.